if you do a good job of identifying a window of opportunity and developing the right trigger, you generate leads.
Yes. And goal for this step is find the right person at the right companies. Because these organizations are huge. They have like 10,000 or 20,000 people.
Yeah.
And we need to find who is economic buyer, who is our champion, and who can make a decision. And it takes time. It's like a big organization. Probably it's difficult for us to find the right person immediately. Then later on, we need to ask that person to give us intro to another person, to another person. So that's the process.
And give us an example of how you would generate a lead.
So we have an advisor group, and these people are going to give us warm introduction to the key person. But this key person may be a key person within the organization, but maybe not for us. So once we have the meeting with key person, we're going to practically ask, okay, so this is our product. Who has a better knowledge on making decision on buying this product? Then usually the key person is going to give us intro to either champion or actual buyer. Then we're going to have a deeper conversation with this group of people.
So it's almost like a treasure hunt, right?
Yeah.
You go from one place on the map to another. And Bill, you obviously work with many startups. You know, Jan talked about one way that he generates leads, but what are the other different ways that you can do that?
Well, you can buy lists, you can do outbound marketing, you can do inbound marketing, setting people up, capturing their email addresses. You can hire direct salespeople to go cold calling. All these are ways that you can do that. But I think the key thing here is what Jan's talking about is optimizing a continuous process to generate leads. You might get leads through one-off. Oh, my sister knows somebody. But is that a repeatable process? And that's what we're talking about here in lead generation. A repeatable, sustainable process that you can do to create leads on an ongoing basis.
Yeah, I cannot agree more. So that's why I think it takes on average 2 to 4 months. It's not very short, it's ongoing basis.
Even for a single customer. So you can take one media network, and within that network, it will take you 2 to 4 months to find the right person.
Yeah,
wow.
That's correct.
Based on the amount of time that it's taking Jan, it sounds like you want to be patient with this process, right? It doesn't happen fast.
Well, you don't want to be too patient when you're in a startup business, right? Because you get cash always, is an issue. But you want to be patient in the sense that you develop a repeatable process that you can do over and over again. So in that sense, you're patient. But I never like entrepreneurs who are too patient.
I love that, Bill. I love that. And Jan, finding the right people at the company gives you access to influencers, right?
Absolutely. So which leads to the next step. And here, the goal here is to get buy-in from these influencers, because these key people going to introduce a bunch of influencers, and we're going to talk with each of them. And our goal is to get buy-in, so these people actually can give feedback, good feedback, of course, to key person at this organization, which can help us to move to the next stage. And this is really important for us.
And how long does that take?
It really varies, but usually people are going to introduce, I would say maybe 3 to 5 influencers for us to talk, and it's going to take 1 or 2 months to finish.
And Bill, what are the pitfalls of accessing influencers? In some sense, you say that you don't want to be too patient, but then if you access the influencers too early and you may not be ready, right? The data may not be too reliable. You can establish an opinion about yourself and your company that may haunt you down the line.
Here, again, it's a balance of patience and being methodical and impatience. You've got to understand your DMU. You've got to go after those primary people, and then you have to go after the additional influencers as well here and access to influence. And you have to some way get FaceTime with them or communicate with them. Maybe you have a meeting, maybe it's an email, maybe it's a phone call. But that's exactly what we're talking about here. And that's why Jan is saying, well, that can be difficult, depends on how complex your decision-making unit. 1 to 2 months is reasonable. Again, you might find someone and you might say, there's the economic buyer, and you can call them up tomorrow. But your point is very valid. You don't want to call up the person until you've staked out the ground around them to make sure that they're going to, as you put in here, buy in to the value proposition that you're putting forward at TVision.